Alright, hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Casey, and today's reading is Valentine's Day themed, and it's all about who wants to be your Valentine. So I want to say off the bat, if you guys have any other recommendations of Valentine's Day themed readings that you'd be interested in, let me know, because I am interested in doing things like that leading up to Valentine's Day. So lots of romance readings. I'm trying to feel very inspired, and get different ideas of things that I want to do surrounding this holiday, because I love love, but I don't do a lot of romance readings on this channel, so I think it's going to be interesting to delve more into, things like that. So today's reading, like I said, is all about who wants to be your Valentine, who is romantically interested in you, who wants to come forward towards you. And the way that we're going to find this out is we're going to be looking at, what is their physical description? What do they look like? And then we're going to get into their personality description. So what are they like as a person? So that hopefully you'll understand who I'm talking about here. You'll get a good visual idea of, who this person might be. And finally, we're going to look at, how do they truly feel about you? So I hope it's going to be an exciting reading. And like I said, if you guys have any other ideas of romance readings you'd be interested in, let me know, because I am interested in doing those for this month leading up to February. But with that being said, I have 3 different readings for you to choose from. We have pile 1 with the blue lace agate, pile 2 with the rose quartz, and pile 3 with the snowflake obsidian. So go ahead and pause, figure out which reading you feel most drawn to. I'll leave timestamps down in the description box below so you can quickly jump to whichever reading that you want to listen to. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, pile 1. If you chose the blue lace agate, then this is the reading for you. Now I want to start off by apologizing for the lighting setup. I usually like to use natural lighting to make my videos look better, but it's a very cloudy day, so I'm working with like 2 different lighting sources and it's just kind of wonky, but hopefully it'll look okay. But that will definitely not be affecting your reading, because I already looked at it, I know what the cards mean, and this person is so sweet. Like, I actually feel like you personally have a lot of love for this person, and I think you'd actually be very interested in them. And it's just like, it's like one of those things where it's like 2 shy people that don't really tell each other that they like each other. And I just get such like a sweet, shy, like a nice energy from this person. So like I said in the beginning, the way that we're doing this, like, it's making me giddy, like excited, like young love. The way that we're doing this is we're looking at their physical description first. What do they look like? Then their personality, so it'll help you understand how you know this person. And then finally, how they feel about you. Starting off with their physical description, I find this very interesting. You have the 2 of Swords and the Passion card. And to me, when I see the 2 of Swords, I see this person with a blindfold on. They have trouble making certain decisions. To me, this speaks about insecurity. But the Passion card makes me think that this is somebody who, maybe they were an ugly kid, or not to say that they were ugly, but like they thought that they were not a very good looking kid. Maybe they've always been very awkward. They never really found a good sense of style, but then they grew up and it's like they actually have very attractive features. Like with the Passion card, I think there's actually a lot of people that would find this person very attractive, and like somebody that you would say is like if they're a friend, you tell them all the time, like, you're actually like really good looking. But they can't get past that mental hurdle of like, oh, I was ugly when I was a kid, I don't know what it's like to be attractive. And so they have a lot of insecurity in themselves. And something that really came to mind strongly when I was looking at these cards is, like, people that are insecure about their like style or their fashion sense or like their looks, and then they find like one good sweater that they think they look good in, so they wear it all the time, and it's like, and then people ask them like, why do you wear that sweater all the time? And then they're kind of like awkward about it. Like, that's the kind of energy I get from this person. Like, they have trouble branching out when it comes to looks, and maybe they're the type to kind of like keep their head down. Like, I get a really like kind of shy, insecure energy from this person. And that really comes forward in the way that they carry themselves, the way they dress themselves. But the Passion card really makes me think that this is actually a very attractive person. Like I said, maybe they were, not a good looking kid, but then when puberty hit, they grew into their features, they lost the baby fat, and like they now have actually very defined looks. But it's also like somebody that doesn't really properly know how to do their hair, and so it's like there's that attractiveness underneath that hasn't fully blossomed, because it's like they don't quite have the confidence to step into, what it means to like actually find the hairstyle that suits them, find the fashion that suits them. Like, if they were to do that and they had the confidence, they would probably have so many bitches. Like, I feel like this person is very attractive. but it's because they're kind of like shy and, they wear the same hoodie every day, for example, or like they don't really know how to step out of that comfort zone. They've had the same haircut since they were a kid. I feel like they have a very low self-image of themselves, and they're like, well, this person could never like me. I feel like they have a really big crush on you. I also really think that you guys could be good friends, but they just have it in their head that they could never like me, like, look at me. It's like when they look in the mirror, they see the younger version of themselves that's not good looking, or they see all the things about themselves that they don't like. Not the fact that they actually have like very like strongly attractive features, like maybe they've got a really good height. Like this is somebody that could be very attractive if they realized it, but it's because of that self-limiting belief that they feel kind of like, I'm not very attractive, which is not true. Like, I feel like if I saw this person, I would see like, oh my god, they have so much potential if they could only just step into their confidence. Now, getting into their personality, I think that this is a person that is very laid back because you have the Temperance card and the Flow card. And I like how the Temperance card has this guy who's like pouring the water into the cups, and the Flow card has the water. To me, it's like just go with the flow kind of person. And Temperance is also about like patience and slowing down. I feel like this is the kind of person that they don't let a ton of things really bother them. They don't get super hyped or excited about certain things. Maybe things that they love they'll get excited about. But this is somebody that's not super into like drama. This is not a very chaotic person. This is just a very calm. Something that just came to mind is like somebody that's into gardening. Like they have the kinds of hobbies of an old person even though they're a younger person. Like like they love to just like slow down and like drink tea outside, like go with the flow kind of person. So I hope that makes sense. Let me turn down the brightness real quick. There we go. So that's about all that I can say for their personality. I feel like this is a very laid back, chill person. But now how they feel about you. This is the part that kind of like made me a little sad, like made my heart hurt a little bit. Because you have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And to me, this is a card where they would give you so much. They would give you the world if they knew that you were interested. But they have this strong voice in their head that's like, they don't like you. Nobody could like you. They're way out of your league. And because of that, it's like, this is somebody that's willing to give their all. Somebody's that's willing to give you their loyalty, to give you everything that they have, all their love. But they're just kind of sitting on the hill, not moving, wishing that they could. Maybe hearing about like other people that you're interested in and being like, I could do so much better. I could be so much better than those people. But out of respect for you, I think that this person hasn't really let themselves indulge. They've not come forward because they also just really value your friendship. I feel like they wouldn't want to jeopardize that because they just love being around you. They love hanging out with you. I feel like you guys fit together like a hand fits a glove, like that kind of friendship where you guys just get each other. And they would never want to jeopardize that, but at the same time, it's like, if you just gave me a chance, like, I could give you everything. And so the Faith card, I find this interesting because I don't know how much this person has, like, a strong sense of faith, but I think that they believe, like, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen, or, what will happen, but they're not the kind to, like, push things. Maybe they got an inkling that maybe you could have possibly liked them too, but they are never the kind to like push you out of your comfort zone, force you to tell them, or like to force their feelings on you. It's like, if you are willing to come forward, if you are willing to confess, then they will do the same. But it's kind of like they're just waiting in the wings, waiting for, for you to show interest or for you to be open to them. Because I feel like this is like a long-lasting crush that they've had. This is not somebody that you've recently met. Like, this is somebody that you've known for years, somebody that you're close friends with, somebody that you've known for a long time and who just doesn't want to give up. Like, not they don't want to give up, but they're the kind of person that when they like somebody, they like them. Like, they're all in. It's not like they have fleeting crushes every other week. It's like they've liked you for a really long time and they don't want to give that up. But Pile 1, that is everything that I have for you. I really hope that the two of you can have a good ending. I hope that you like them back, because if you do, it seems like this could be a beautiful relationship. But I also understand what it's like to, have that unrequited love, and if you don't like them, that's okay too. I think that they really value your friendship, and they'd much rather just stay friends with you than jeopardize it by involving romantic feelings. But I truly wish you the best with this. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day, no matter if you celebrate it or not, or if you have a partner or not. But that is everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 2. If you chose the rose quartz, then this is the reading for you. And I was actually laughing while I was pulling out your cards because, okay, like I was in pile 1, I was channeling the energy of that person. I got this like sweet kind of like, oh, bittersweet kind of energy. And I just felt like that kind of vibe. But when I was pulling for your person and reading or like channeling their energy, I was just like laughing because this person is so goofy. Like, like they're kind of ridiculous. I feel like there's a lot more underneath the surface that they don't really show people. But outwardly, I think that this is actually like a pretty popular person. This is somebody that is very extroverted, probably shorter than you. Like, like, okay, I'll describe the kind of energy that I'm getting. Is like, it doesn't have to be a guy, it could be a girl, but like the energy I'm getting is like the guy who's like kind of the short one, but he like makes up for it with like how funny he is, and like he's like partying, not like partying like he does nothing but party, but like he's always invited to parties because people love having him around. He's just like kind of like, he's always cracking a joke, really, really funny. But you know how it is with, you know, the funniest people usually are the ones that are like hurting the most inside. And I'm not saying that this person is hurting, but I think that they've got a lot going on inside that they don't really reveal and aren't very good at having people close to them. And I want to say for some of you, and I truly mean some of you, this is somebody that you've previously been in a relationship with, and you know, maybe things just didn't work out, or maybe like you guys tried to have a fling but it didn't work out. But you're still friends with them. Like it's like you told them like water under the bridge, but it's somebody that they never really let go of feelings for you. But I just, you know, for some of you, this doesn't need to be for all of you. So like I said, the way that we're going to do this is we're looking at their physical description, what their personality is like, and then how they really feel about you. So starting off with their physical description. Like I said, they're probably shorter than you. I find it interesting, the Page of Cups here has like brown hair and it almost looks kind of curly. So maybe somebody with like curly brown hair. The pages, you also got 2 pages, which I think is very interesting because pages symbolize somebody younger. They could be younger than you or just somebody that seems to like have a lot of energy versus you're like the kind that's like, maybe you're more laid back or you're not quite that energetic, but this person just kind of has that kind of like youthful, bouncing around, extroverted, like kind of young soul energy, if you know what I'm talking about. And with the happiness card, I feel like they always are putting like a smile on their face. You know, whether they feel good or not, this is somebody that's always got like a little bit of a half smile, a little bit of like, you know, a little bit of a laugh in their voice all the time. You know the kind of person that I'm talking about. Hopefully you do. And with their personality, you have the Page of Wands, clarified by space and movement. And I think that this is a very interesting combination because outwardly, they're always trying to put up this facade of like happy-go-lucky, extroverted person who's always having a good time, always cracking a joke, wants everybody around them to constantly be laughing and happy. But with space and movement, I feel like they're constantly moving away from getting too close to people, constantly moving away from getting too vulnerable, because that facade that they put up isn't actually really who they truly are underneath. And sometimes it can be pretty exhausting, you know, constantly having that high energy. I feel like they just want everybody around them to be having a good time and are distracted from the fact that, you know, they feel like they have nothing to offer, which is really sad. And I don't mean that from my words, I mean from their words. Like internally, they try to make everybody have a good time so that they feel like they are wanted, so that people want to be around them. It's like doing everything in their power to not let their true vulnerability show, and like how little they think of themselves and how they think, if I stopped making people laugh, would they want me around? Does anybody want me around? And so space and movement is like constantly moving, not staying in one place too long, because if they did, they'd start revealing too much. And maybe that's why things didn't work out between the two of you, if you guys had a bit of a thing, is because they didn't want to get too vulnerable. They didn't want to share that darker side of themselves, because what if you didn't like it? What if you rejected them? What if you only liked the version of themselves that they show everybody? Which is very sad, but The Page of Wands comes off as like a very popular person who's like bouncing around, pursuing like their passions, just having a good time. Also like a very young, popular kind of person. But it all seems like it's a bit of a facade, which is kind of sad. And how they truly feel about you. You have the Six of Swords reversed, clarified by the Success card. And the Six of Swords reversed to me speaks of an inability to move on. And the Success card, though, is like a happy, like, at least I still have you. Which is what initially made me think that maybe the two of you had a thing before, whether it was a fling or kind of like a weird moment where you almost were a thing or an actual relationship could have happened. And it's like from that moment, maybe you guys like joked about it and you brushed it off and you're like, remember that time? Yeah, that was funny. But for them, it was deeper. It was actually serious. Like they'll laugh about it. They'll pretend like it was nothing. But they think about you all the time. This is, like, they really have not been able to move on from you. But with the Success card, they're like, you know what, at least they liked me for that split second. At least for that moment, they were kind of interested in me. Like, yes, at least I was successful at that. And, you know, thank God that we can at least still be together in, like, a friend fashion. At least I can still see them, you know? You know, I think this is somebody that they're just really thankful that they get to stay around you. But I think that there are a lot deeper intentions here, but they're also wrestling with the fact that they don't know how to be vulnerable. It's like they want to be with you, but they're also terrified of being with you. And that can spell a lot of doubt. I mean, not doubt. That can spell a lot of a painful ending. So it's really up to you what you decide to do with this information. I think that this is a great person, but they have a lot of healing to do. And until that they can heal that side of themselves or learn to be vulnerable, anybody that's in a relationship with them is going to have a very hard time opening them up. And I think you know that about this person. But they're still very interested in you. I mean, obviously they want to be your Valentine. They want to be with you. They love to be around you. But yeah, pile 2, that is everything that I have for you. I really hope that you enjoyed this. Remember down below if you have any other Valentine's Day themed readings that you want me to do, let me know because I am interested in doing more of those. But I hope you have a great Valentine's Day. I hope you have a great month of February. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, pile 3. Last but certainly not least, if you chose the Snowflake Obsidian, then this is the reading for you. Now I've got a very interesting person to describe here. And I think it's gonna be difficult for me to understand like what they look like specifically because I feel like they do things so outside the box so differently from other people that it's like, from a tarot reading perspective, it's harder to suss out what they look like because it's more unique. It's more unique to them. When I'm picturing this person, low-key I'm thinking of somebody like emo or somebody that doesn't really go with like the current trends of the day. Somebody that has very specific niche interests, especially like when it comes to music, and that comes through in the way that they dress. Specifically, the Consciousness card makes me think of like somebody who feels like the way that they dress and their interests are like above other people, which is kind of like an annoying thing, but you know those kinds of people that are like, my music interest is superior, or like the way that I dress, like I don't dress like these normies, like it's just that kind of vibe. And the Knight of Swords reversed is a very interesting energy because it doesn't really have to do with like a physical description, more as like, I don't know exactly how this person grew up, but it almost has the energy of somebody that came from a broken home and they had like anger issues that they had to learn to get over, and instead of like properly getting over them, now they just seem really emotionally suppressed. And that also maybe comes out in like them having that emo energy, is just like suppressed rage, suppressed emotions, like always like never smiling, and also just thinking like the way they dress or their music taste or their aesthetic is like cooler than other people, which I feel like the way that I'm describing it might make it seem like, ugh, this kind of person is so annoying. But it's not. It's more like they're putting up this facade or putting up this front or dressing themselves this way and acting this way because they want to seem like they don't care about the world. They don't care about other things. When in reality, it's like, that's just the byproduct of what happens when they grew up the way that they did, when it's like you have to be tough or you get eaten kind of thing. And it's like they can't really show their true interest. They can't show things that they care about because what if they get stomped on? Or what if I don't know, people hate it, or, what if they get hurt for it? It's just that kind of like energy, and it manifests in this way that they just kind of seem like uppity or like high and mighty about what they care about, or like they don't care about anything. Like it's not so much caring about things, it's like they don't care. They pretend like they don't care about things, or like everything they do is like so nonchalant or like whatever. But really it's like they're terrified of what it means to care for something. And I think that you kind of see that about this person and understand it. But you just don't really say anything. You're like, okay, buddy, go be nonchalant over there. I think that this is somebody that either you don't know them or you're friends with them. And I know that sounds weird, but it's a general reading. It's different for everybody. For some people, this is somebody that you've kind of like seen in the same circles as you. Like you've been around them. Maybe you got like a weird vibe from them and you're like, I don't want to be friends with that person. Or for others, it's like, you know this person and you're kind of like, yeah, that's how they behave. Like I know them. And their personality, you have the World card and the Pain card. And like I said, the World card is them seeing uppity and like high and mighty or like above everything, but in reality, it's just a mask for the pain underneath. Exactly like it looks, because you literally have, I wish I could show you it better, but I have to cover up the nudity because YouTube doesn't like that. But it's literally this person that's floating above everything, floating above the world, but really you have the Pain card clarifying it. So do with that information what you will. And finally, how they feel about you. You were actually the only pile out of all 3 piles to get the Lovers card, and I knew that one pile was meant to have it, but I just didn't expect it to be this one, because this is somebody that's supposed to be so nonchalant, doesn't really care about a lot of things, thinks that they're so high and mighty, is like constantly masking their emotions, masking their pain. But for you, you have one of the most emotional, one of the most moving cards in the deck, which is the Lovers. This person is in love with you. And I say that kind of lightly because I don't know how close you are to this person, but this is somebody that is extremely drawn to you, and it might even be like a soul connection. They don't understand why they're so drawn to you, but there's something about you that they are so drawn to, because, okay, let me put it this way, which is gonna sound kind of lame, like Manic Pixie Dream Girl, but if you don't know what a Manic Pixie Dream Girl is, it's essentially somebody who's different, that doesn't go with the trends, that doesn't do what everybody else does. They stand out and they're unique, and because of that, it's like this person kind of almost obsesses, and like you are the most unique person in the world to them. There's nobody like you. Like, I don't know, maybe you had a conversation with them and like you said like you had an interest in like a band or something, and they were like, oh, nobody else knows about this band, that's my favorite band. Or like, I don't know, maybe they just caught a vibe that you two are very similar, or there's something about you that they're just extremely drawn to. But with the Sadness card and the Stop card, obviously they are never going to let themselves indulge in these feelings. Like, this is somebody that is extremely closed off emotionally. I mean, like I said in literally all the other cards, they're so closed off even about like what their interests are, like pretending to be nonchalant constantly. They could never be like open and lovey-dovey. And I don't mean like that in my words. Like, I think that they absolutely have the potential to be in a relationship, but it's like in their own words, in their own mind, they think it's impossible that they could be loved. They think it's impossible that you could love them back, that you could be interested, that you could want what they want. And because of that, they try to shut down their own emotions, literally, physically, like trying to put a stop to it. And the Sadness card on top of that is just this like pain. And I feel really bad for their inner child, because I truly think they came into this world as such a pure person. I mean, we all do. But this person especially, and just, they did not have a good start. I don't know if it was like family, but it's like everything just stomped on anything that they love. Any excitement that they showed was stomped on. Everything that they cared about was just crushed. And because of that, it's just, ouch, you know? But this is somebody that's obviously very interested in you, somebody that really wants to get to know you better. And if it is a soul connection with the Lovers card, maybe you feel that draw too. Maybe you feel very interested in them too, but I don't know. I truly don't know what to say about this connection, because they're so closed off. They're so unable to be vulnerable. I don't know if anything could come out of this. Even if you did come forward and said you were interested, I think that they would shut it down, because they'd tell themselves, like, you're just gonna fuck it up. Like, you're gonna mess things up. They're not gonna want to be with you. Like, once they get to know who you really are, they're not going to want to stick around. And it's painful because it stems from childhood wounds that extended to even now. Like, it wasn't just a small period. It's like their entire life, everything has been shut down. And I don't know if it was like parents who did this to them, but whatever it was, it seems extremely painful. For some reason, I feel the need to bring this up. I was watching this short film with my friend last night, and it was like, I think it's called Opal by Jack Stauber. Kind of creepy, but honestly just very sad, telling of like, it's supposed to be about like childhood neglect. For some reason that kept popping up into my mind. That's why I was kind of slowing down, is because like I was just like rewatching it in my mind while I was trying to talk, so I got kind of sidetracked, but maybe that's coming up for a reason. I think if you watch it, you might be able to better understand this person, or like the kind of energy I'm getting from their reading. But yeah, just is a sad person, but they really, really like you. I mean, obviously you have the Lover's card, and it's just, emos, am I right? But pile 3, that is everything that I have for you. I truly wish you the best. I wish this person the best. I hope that they can heal through whatever they're going through, and if you're their friend, try to be there for them, even if they're kind of an asshole. Like, try your best to put up with them. I mean, they're going through life the best way they know how. They're protecting themselves the best way they know how. And underneath is just a lot of pain and hurt. But obviously it's not your responsibility to take care of them. Just putting that out there so you can better understand this person, like why they behave the way they do. But pile 3, that's everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.